Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Good morning and good health to everyone. How is everyone doing today? Good morning and good health. We have one last day before January ends. Did anybody see that January went by kind of fast? Anybody? To me, it was like, what do you mean February? How's everyone doing? Hi, Seabrook. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Sheeta. Hi, LaShonda on YouTube. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Just put this up here. How's everyone doing today? Hi, Malika. So I've decided to use the medicine cards again because I just like them. So I'm just going to use them. And let's see what they want us to say. Hi. Yes, very fast. The medicine card today is whale. Now this has to be good because, well, orca whales can be pretty mean, but whales for the most part I think are nice, aren't they? Yes, everyone agrees it went really fast. Yes. Hi, Cheryl. Yes, I'm not doing too good this morning. Oh dear. What's going on? Whale. What does the medicine want you to know about whale? Hi, Brandy. Let's take a look. Whale. Of many mighty oceans, you have seen it all. Secrets of the ages are heard within your call. Teach me how to hear your words and how to understand the very roots of history of when our world began. Good morning, good health, everyone. Whale is very much like a swimming library. Let's see if I can see if you guys can hear me a little better. Whale is very much like a swimming library. Whale carries the history of Mother Earth. And is said to have been placed here by the ancients from the dog star Sirius. Biologists say that whale is a mammal and very possibly lived on land millions of years ago. In tribal legend, whales moved into the ocean happened when the earth shifted and Lemuria, the motherland, went below the waves. Do you guys know about Lemuria? Time to know this stuff. All of our petroglyphs speak of the motherland, Mu, and a disaster that brought the red race to North America from the west beyond the great waters. The symbols in the petroglyphs speak of the rivers and mountains crossed by our ancestors when they sought solid ground as water receded. I just want to correct something. It says all the petroglyphs speak of the motherland, Mu, and the disaster that brought the red race to North America from the west. I don't know if they mean Indians, Native American Indians. I don't know if when they say red race, what are they meaning? So there might be something inappropriate going on here. And I apologize for the words that come out of my mouth. Hi, Sheila. Hi, sweetie. Good morning. Yes, good morning. I heard of that show on Amazon called Lumeria. If it's the same thing. Yes, it is the same thing. Might want to do some research on Lumerians. All right. And there's a beautiful crystal from Lumeria. It's called the Lumerian quartz, and it vibrates. And it looks like no other quartz because it has these lines of history in it. But I just want to get back to the disaster brought the red race. I'm not sure. I'm not the author. But I believe he may mean uh, Native American Indians. Whale saw the events that led to the settling of Turtle Island, North America, and kept the records. We have a Turtle Island here. I wonder if that's the same Turtle Island they mean. And North America, and has kept the records and knowledge of the motherland alive. It is said that Mu will rise again when the fire comes from the sky and the lands in another ocean and lands another ocean on Mother Earth. So if he's talking about Turtle Island, then I am very close to the Atlantis. And the Atlantis rising someday will happen. What I mean by that, I don't know. Will the water recede, or will parts of Atlantis start breaking up and coming to the top? The native medicine people are waiting for this event as the next sign of Earth changes. The Earth is changing right now, right? It's elevating, right? Which is the reason why COVID is here, because as it elevates, it needs to kick things off. And that means people, all right? And droves, right? So it's kind of like you can't hang on if you're not vibrating with the next level that Earth is going to be on. So what dimension is Earth dealing with right now? We're only at 5 dimension. Only recently have I heard of the 6th dimension. But the Earth is elevating. 1, it's elevating faster than it ever has. 2, so I think it's trying to get to the 10th dimension faster than it ever has, because so much is changing. We can no longer wait and watch humans not treat the earth well, right? So the event that the native medicine people, which I believe he means native Indians, medicine people are waiting for this event as the next sign of earth changing. The earth is changing right now. And then it said something about fire and brimstone and all of that stuff. The earth is changing in a way where volcanoes from the sea will erupt, right? The earth is changing in a way where the Antarctica will no longer carry snow, right? What does it say here? As kept records knowledge of motherland, the moon will rise again when the fire comes from the sky and lands in another ocean on Mother Earth. That could be volcanoes. Well, medicine people are coded in their DNA to understand that sound frequencies can bring up records and the memories of ancient knowledge. Well, medicine people are usually clairaudient or able to hear both very low and very high frequencies. Well, this is very interesting when they talk about very low and very high frequency, because there's a channel on YouTube that has like 11 million followers, right? And you cannot hear it. it plays and you cannot hear it, right? But it kept being drawn to me, meaning no matter what I would put on, this sound frequency that you cannot hear would find its way to me. So often I go to sleep with my computer on. I could be listening to something on YouTube. Usually it's mantras, or it could be something else, doesn't really matter. And then my YouTube loops, and I just let it loop to wherever it wants to go. So if I'm listening to Leo horoscopes, another Leo horoscope will play, another Leo horoscope will play, and then it'll go left and something completely different will show up, right? When I let it loop. Well, a couple of times I let it loop and I woke up in the middle of the night, one, feeling very uncomfortable, and two, realizing that this frequency was playing and it was a 3-hour frequency. So at first I was drawn to it, right? But still, spirit was like, it's a 3-hour frequency. You don't have the battery life for it, so turn it off. Another time it happened, and again, it was in the middle of the night. Now, that began to bother me. And the reason why it began to bother me is because I don't have a TV. I only use YouTube. I only use my iPad. So why was this frequency only showing up at the night, not during the day? So finally, it showed up for the third time, and I said, let me figure out what this is. So I posted it to my group, and I was like, what is this? Do you guys know what this is? And for the most part, none of us could figure it out, but we were all fascinated by it. But when I read more in the description, it had a frequency of like 10. And it turns out a 10 frequency could actually make your nose bleed, give you an aneurysm, yada, yada, yada. And then I thought, oh my God, somebody put this out in the YouTube newsfeed on purpose, that this frequency is very hurtful. So I went back in the feed and I was like, guys, don't listen to this feed. It's hurtful. It will physically give you harm. I don't know if you guys know anything about frequencies. Well, as God would bless me, I never stopped the loop in my iPad. It stopped on its own. So now the frequency can no longer come up and insult my DNA and my cell structure. But it still follows me. But I'm not worried anymore because I can't hear it. One of my group mates said, Tracy, put on your earphones and then you could hear it. So I did. And I was like, oh, okay, that's odd. I could hear it with my earphones, but I can't hear it with my naked ear. Well, it turns out it's not odd. It's designed that way because it's a very hurtful frequency. 11 million people have heard this frequency. 11 million. And you have no idea the damage that you're doing to yourself when you cannot hear sound. If you don't know anything about frequencies, maybe I should do a video on it, right? Because anything under 100, I would be concerned if you listen to 100 frequencies. Anything under 100 is actually very harmful. What's LaShonda saying? You have to be extremely careful with what people put out with different frequencies. Yeah. So I listen to frequencies, and I listen to 400 and 500 if I'm having a bad day, right? Because those are healing numbers. Fix my bra here. Oh, it takes 2 seconds to fix it. And I listen to 800 and above. if I'm looking for, you know, abundance, fertility, all right? But yes, you must be extremely careful with the frequency that you invest in, all right? So I say that to say, because something here says, while medicine people are coded in their DNA, and you could be a whale medicine person, to understand that sound frequencies can bring up records and the memories of ancient knowledge. These people, meaning you and I, are usually clairaudient or able to hear both low and very high frequencies. They are usually also physically developed and telepathic. Many times, however, they are not awakened to their gifts until it is time to use the stored records. Like some of you are just waking up now, and it's a little uncomfortable because it's like a rebirth. And then you guys call me and you're like, okay, I think I'm becoming spiritual. And I'm like, welcome, come in. Because it's a beautiful world to begin to rediscover. Um, but it is the ability to draw like-minded people. It's also the ability where as you grow spiritually, others cannot stand you. They cannot be around you, right? They may not call you out your face, but you don't get invited anymore, anywhere. Many times, however, they are not awakened to their gifts until it is time to use the stored records. So whale medicine characters like you and I hold on to information, right? Have you ever been where you're like, okay, that was weird, but you keep it going, but something got stored. I remember years ago, I did not understand this world either. I want to be really fair and honest with everyone. And one day I was laying down, and I have to call them angels, these angels came to me. And there were so many. And they were nurturing me and touching me. And they had something to tell me. They wanted me to listen. But their presence made me so tired. When you get spiritual energy that actually walks in, especially in the beginning, I used to get so exhausted. And so I was passing out, and I said to them, I said, I'm going to pass out. Just let me retain it. Let me retain everything that you're telling me. Notice I didn't say, let me remember. I said, let me retain it. Because I knew somewhere in what was happening, it wasn't about my memory. It was about my core and my DNA and every cell remembering that these angels had something to tell me. And I passed out. And the only memory I've ever had was how they all came and how they all tried to nurture me. And I love that part. When I woke up, I had no memory of what they told me. What I can tell you is that was the moment I changed. That was the moment I became confident. That was the moment I understood something. And I understood I had a responsibility. And I understood what I needed to tell you all. As I learned about myself and others in the spiritual world. So as you're waking up, you're only waking up because it's time to use what was stored. Many times, however, many well medicine people are able to tap into the universal mind of Great Spirit and have no idea how or why they know what they know. Who's going through this right now? You hear spirits talking at night, which is beautiful. Who's going through this right now? Many well medicine people, you and I, are able to tap into the universal mind of Great Spirit and have no idea how or why you know what you know. That's when you're trusting spirit. Only later, when you receive confirmation, do you begin to understand how they know or why they received the impressions that they got. Whale medicine teaches us to use the sounds and the frequencies that balance our emotional bodies and heal our physical forms. To recall why the shaman's drums brings healing and peace to align with the whale's messages. The drum is the universal heartbeat and aligns all beings heart to heart. Don't you just love that? Don't you just love that? That's why you put a baby on your chest, so the hearts can communicate. Don't you just love that? Can you imagine if like-minded people are in a room and then our hearts beat together simultaneously because we are one and one accord? Can you imagine that? Yeah. Feel it even now. Feel the calm. Get rid of the human excitement and feel your heart beating with mine. Boom, 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 boom. The drum is a universal heartbeat and aligns all beings heart to heart. Before the advent of speech and primordial language, hand signs were used, and many tribes were silent most of the time. The language that was understood was the sounds of great spirits over creatures, the animals. If you pull the whale card, which we did, you are being asked to tap into these records and allow yourself to be sung to by those. We are only creatures who do not have our own unique cry or call. Find yours. Allow your voice to use this sound to release tension or emotions. Relax your shoulders. Whale signals a time of finding your origins. Breathe. And seeing your overall destiny as coded in your DNA. And of finding the sounds that will release those records. Time to wake up and release the records you've been holding on to in every cell, every joint, every being. Time to wake up and release. Boom, 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 boom. Allow your voice to be used, this sound, to release tension or emotion. Whale signals a time of finding your origins, of seeing your overall destiny as coded in your DNA, and of finding the sounds that will release those records. You may never be the same again. After all, you are the melody of the universe. And the harmony is the song of the other creatures. In using your voice to open your memory, you're expressing your uniqueness and your personal sound. As you open to this uniqueness, the animals that are your 9 totems, we got 9 totem animals? No wonder. May then send their sounds or calls to you or through you. This will open your personal records so that you may further explore your soul's history and commune with Whale, who carries the history of us all. Do you guys know your totems? Have you been starting to figure out? I wrote mine down the other day. My Caribbean totems are horses, frogs, brown doves, and butterflies. Those are my Caribbean totems. My overall totems have always been parrots. Can't think now. Definitely squirrel. How could I forget this squirrel? Before I left, both the grasshopper and the praying mantis showed up in my house. I don't believe they're totems, but they both showed up days before I left. And the moth showed up. Grasshopper, praying mantis, and a huge moth showed up. I thought it was a butterfly, but it was this big, massive. Get to know your totems, everyone. Totems are animals that show up way too much, way too much. And so, time to tap into your totem energy, because your totem energy are the sounds of that animal that you're being attuned with. Okay. I love rodents. Actually, they are cheeky. I got you. Michael Jackson loved rodents. I got you. The rat is very big in Chinese culture. Cardinals, yes. Red birds and peacocks always show up at my eldest gravesite. Actually, they could be showing up with you, for you. Or it could be spirit showing up in the form of these animals. So, whales. Who's my whales out there? Who wants to stay with the earth and help the earth to elevate? And how we do that is changing the way we think and the way we process, and to not allow negativity to ride that wave. Let's not ride the wave of negativity. Let's start wusa the energy away from us. We don't want this energy anymore. Could it mean you could lose people? Yeah. Could it feel lonely? Yeah. Is your soul for the better of it? Because the earth needs you to change. The earth is only going to carry people that is on the same frequency. Elephants. That's one of mine too. Oh, yes, of course, Miss Gina. Elephants, silly me. Elephants are powerful spiritual animals. Yes. My grandmother brings butterflies around me when I'm in distress. Exactly. That's how the spirit gets to come through. That's so beautiful. I needed this message. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Sometimes I see a blue jay and I think it's my grandfather. So, one, it could be your grandfather. And two, look it up. Look up blue jay and see how it relates to you. Look up elephants and see how it relates to you. Look up butterfly. Look up spider. Yes, of course. And the stink bug. I had a stink bug in my house. I didn't know what it was, but I had one. And moths. Yes. Look them up as totem animals. So you have to go elephant as totem animals, and then you'll see Google give you a whole array of fun things to learn about those animals that keep showing up in your life. Yes, Lottie. Time to tap in with your totems. Are you serious? I almost did it. Are you serious, Sheena? Are you serious? Let me check this out. I'm not announcing it. So many messages on my phone. I haven't responded to anybody. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Rihanna's pregnant, guys, and she looks beautiful. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a whole predicted it. I knew she was pregnant. I could, something about it this time was like amazing. She's so, now that's a pregnant belly. Oh, congratulations, Rihanna. All right, let me go find my video where I said she was pregnant. I knew it. I knew it. Call me for your own personal readings. Text, DM 213-458-7408 because I be getting it right for readings. I knew she was pregnant. I was waiting on pins and needles. I was like, oh God, I know she's pregnant. I know she's pregnant. Oh, I'm so happy for her. But I'm also happy for myself because I love being right. Rihanna, I love being right. Shoot. All right, let me get up out of here. Let me post a predicted it. Predicted it. Predicted it. Rihanna's pregnant. I love you guys. Get ready for the earth shifting, and you decide if you get to stay with earth. Bye. Thanks, Sheena. You always be coming through with the information.